there's going to be periods where you just can't find your footing. You can't find your groove. And the best thing you can do as a developing student is, as soon as you figure that out is the case right then and there, remove risk. Even if you're in a trade, just remove it, close it. But Michael, what happens if I would have held on to the trade? Who cares? Because again, we're going back to that same problem. You're assuming your entire career is encapsulated in that one trade. That's not disciplined. That's not disciplined approach to yourself, reasonable expectations, and you're focusing on money, the right transaction where you're correct, versus are you doing the right things to preserve equity and emotional psychological equity, where you're not stressing yourself out unnecessarily. And you can do that being in a trade while fatigued, or you just feel off, like you don't have the confidence. And that's not the same thing as new developing traders forging patience, because that's normal. You're going to feel that. But if you found your model and you're pretty much consistent on finding setups, you'll have a little bit of drawdown. You don't freak out. You come back from it. You're not in a rush to get it back, and you still find consistency. I'm talking to that crowd right now when I'm saying this. If you ever get to that point where you get into the market and you have a position on and you just don't feel connected, you will not be able to respond as you should when the warning signs are flashing. You'll be like a deer in headlights, and it'll just roll right over top of you. And after you're out, you'll have complete 2020 perspective, and you'll think, oh, I wish I would have, but it's too late then. Versus you get out, it does move in your favor. It's okay, because you removed yourself from that potential because you don't know the outcome. That's the problem when you have something move after the fact. When something happens after it's done, the hyenas will come and laugh and cackle, and they'll think they have something. And when the lion stands up and rips their ass apart publicly and sends them packing, they're not around laughing anymore. So you have to control how much the hyenas can have access to. And in the market, they'll take your ass off completely if you're not in control of yourself, if you don't manage the risk. And the only way you can do that is be disciplined. There's nothing wrong. There's no weakness. It doesn't mean you're not a good trader. If you feel and you acknowledge that you're not dialed in, that means you're not focused. You can't focus. You have things tugging at you. Your attention's elsewhere. You don't feel well. You're just fatigued. You're tired. You just don't feel like you're hitting on all the cylinders that you would normally expect yourself to be doing when you're trading. They're all invitations, as far as I'm concerned, for you to say, you know what, I'm just going to disconnect. I'm going to come back either today or in a few days. I'll take a week off, recuperate, rest. The markets repeat over and over and over again.